Hello everybody, Ross Madden here with the Truth of Think Tank channel. I hope you're having a splendid day. Today we are going to bang out some short audios and get some concentrated information to you quickly, let you skip the information you're not interested in, and send you on your merry way. President Trump is in New York for the UN General Assembly, which is a big deal. Everyone sends representatives. Many of them are bigwigs in the international community, government bigwigs, and a lot of international deals are struck and discussed. Each of these meetings, the General Assembly meetings, poses a huge opportunity for not just the United States, but all of these nations to make deals, for smaller nations to have their voices heard. And this is a big opportunity for Americans to hear what the international community thinks about America. That's something that Americans are not used to hearing. So right now, Trump is upset with OPEC, the OPEC Monopoly, for raising their prices. At the same time, the United States is becoming the largest oil producer in the world. This seems like a contradictory set of beliefs to hold to me. To be upset about it, and I'll explain why after, but I want everyone to hear the contradiction out of Trump's mouth. So here's Trump about halfway through his UNGA address.
We have become the largest energy producer anywhere on the face of the earth. The United States stands ready to export our abundant, affordable supply of oil, clean coal, and natural gas. OPEC and OPEC nations are, as usual, ripping off the rest of the world. And I don't like it. Nobody should like it. We defend many of these nations for nothing, and then they take advantage of us by giving us high oil prices. Not good. We want them to stop raising prices. We want them to start lowering prices. And they must contribute substantially to military protection from now on.
This isn't the first time that Trump has said this either. He tweeted about this on July 4th. The OPEC monopoly must remember that gas prices are up and they are doing little to help. If anything, they are driving prices higher as the United States defends many of their members for very little money. This must be a two-way street. Reduce prices now. But if the United States is really prepared to produce all of this oil, then what is the big issue? The United States is entering into the oil market right when the biggest oil monopoly wants to jack up their prices. That sounds like a perfect business opportunity, right? The problem is the United States consumes 18 to 20 million barrels per day, twice as much as we produce, which is 8 to 10 million barrels per day. The U.S. is still very dependent on foreign oil, and that's why President Trump is so concerned about OPEC prices. Now, he's about to get on his high horse and tell Germany and other EU nations that their reliance on foreign oil, but specifically Russian oil, will be their downfall.
We are not going to put up with it, these horrible prices, much longer. Reliance on a single foreign supplier can leave a nation vulnerable to extortion and intimidation. That is why we congratulate European states such as Poland for leading the construction of a Baltic Pipeline so that nations are not dependent on Russia to meet their energy needs. Germany will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change course. Here in the Western Hemisphere, we are committed to maintaining our independence from the encroachment of expansionist foreign powers. It has been the formal policy of our country since President Monroe that we reject the interference of foreign nations in this hemisphere and in our own affairs.
The Germans just laugh him off because of the blatant contradictions in President Trump's speech. Germany knows they can't rely on US oil, much less OPEC oil, so they're branching out to develop the Nord Stream 2 pipeline with Russia. That pipeline will go along with the Nord Stream 1, and it will take more Russian oil straight from Russia to Germany underneath the Baltic Sea. And it also sounds like Poland is planning a competing pipeline that Trump is much more excited about. They called that the Baltic Pipeline, but as far as I see it, the United States should be buying US oil. The majority of our oil is still sold overseas, probably because the prices are still higher in Europe, where the prices are so inflated because of taxes and other reasons. A better sale price in Europe is the only reason I can think of to export away so much US oil from the US market. I think if the US added a slight tariff on foreign oil to force US oil companies to buy US oil and US oil refineries to refine US oil, and also force the military to exclusively purchase US petroleum, those would be two big steps the US could take to be less reliant on foreign oil. Plus, the US could be its own consumer for its own oil market. Why do you think Trump's so upset with OPEC? Do you think that this is a big deal? Leave your comments below. This is Ross Madden with the Truther Think Tank. Thank you so much for giving me your time. Have a great day, everybody.